Yo, everybody, we're back today with Super Bowl Sunday. You know, the Rams and Bengals in the building. Two teams, Bengals haven't won a playoff game in 31 years, and the Rams, well, they've been really bad ever since the greatest show on turf ended. Of course, made the Super Bowl a couple years ago, but so yeah, two teams who not many people picked to make the Super Bowl. I picked Rams preseason and before the playoffs to make the win the Super Bowl. Believe it or not, before the playoffs, I had them losing to the Chiefs. Before the season, I had them losing to the Browns in the Super Bowl, which we're not going to talk about that. Why'd I even pick them there? I don't know. But all I do know is I picked the Rams to win the Super Bowl. The Bengals, I'm gonna be honest, I picked the Bengals to have a mediocre season, pretty much like every other person, and in the playoffs said they lose to the Chiefs, But so we got that in check, and we got the game today. This is the only one. Well, not the only one that matters. One of the biggest games. This is the biggest sports game of the year, in my opinion. As great as the Natty is, this game is better than the Natty, better than the NBA Finals, better than what else? March Madness. Well, maybe it's not better than, but when I say better, I mean more popular in a way. So yeah, got the commercials, got the halftime show, got Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, all that. I'm fans of them. Then you got another person who's a little bit before my time, and then someone else, So yeah, that's big news. Packers want to keep Aaron Rodgers. Well, that's pretty hard. You got a little 4-year-old child at quarterback over there. He's got Hall of Fame talent, 4-year-old child action. So, man, would you look at that? Jeez. Yeah, it's actually played at the Rams Stadium, SoFi Stadium, this year. 2 years in a row where the Super Bowl is played. It is played at one of the two teams' home stadiums. Before that has never happened before, believe it or not. The closest was the Cowboys made the NFC title game. The Vikings made the NFC title game, which got them close. Other than that, though, the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl in their home stadium last year, Raymond James Stadium. And then SoFi, the Rams are playing it. So, yeah. And on top of that, they might win. But you got your star players in this game. I mean, there's stars all over the field in this game. I can name them off: Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham, Andrew Whitworth. He's a star player. Trey Hickerson, Bengals defense. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, of course. Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, Aaron Donald. So many stars in this game. You also got Sony Michel, who unfortunately he got some injury, some knee and leg injuries in the middle of his career, which basically just derailed and destroyed his NFL career. He would have been a star otherwise, in my opinion. I know I'm saying this to George fan, but come on now. Cam Akers, a good back. Joe Mixon, oh yeah, he's a star player in this game. So you got your star players. Well, man, Stafford, the former quarterback for Georgia. You got some Georgia players in this game, too. Stafford, Michelle. Leonard Floyd is really a star. He had a breakout season last year. Another great season this year for the Rams. Then you got Lamont Gillard, Trey Hill, Thomas Brown for the Bengals. Thomas Brown's a coach. And you also got Elijah Holyfield for the Bengals, who, well, he's not going to play, but he's still on the team. he'll get a ring, or he most likely won't play. I guess you never know. Man. Yeah, those screens, they love to run those screens, those Bengals, but with Jalen Ramsey being one of the best tacklers from a DB and especially from a corner in the game, they probably won't be able to do that. Or at least on to Jamar Chase, because that's who's going to be covering. But let's go get into some analysts here. The Rams, their offense, one of the best. They throw the ball all the time. I think they might average the most yards per game passing wise. Rushing wise, they're good, but they don't really try to run the ball. It's not what they plan to do. They come in with a lot of big plays. That's their goal. Spark a big play. Then you got their defense, insane pass rush, amazing, just run defense, really an amazing front seven all around. Their back four, outside of Jalen Ramsey, they've struggled, but so throwing to the other side on Jalen Ramsey, throwing away from Jalen Ramsey, that's key for the Bengals. Maybe getting Jamar Chase. Do what Alabama did with Devontae Smith. Put him in motion across the field and let him get a rushing head start so he doesn't have to face Ramsey's press jam. Or at least not face it as much, Because making him go against that every play, that's not going to work. That's just not going to work. So, we're gonna have to see about that. Man, Von Miller is such a beast. Jeez. But we'll see. We'll see. What happens. I have the Rams. I'll make my pick. Or no, I'm gonna wait to make my pick. I'm gonna analyze the game a little bit first. You got the Rams. One thing the Rams need to do is the Rams front seven absolutely destroys the Bengals offensive line just on paper, by everything. You got one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL versus Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, all that. And they're gonna have to face that. That's not good. The Bengals had the chance to draft an offensive lineman, Penny Sewell, he's been a little bit disappointing for the most part. He's rookie. They had a chance to draft an offensive lineman. They chose Jamar Chase. It has worked out very well for them. But paying the price by doing that, picking the talent over your need, is that need is still going to hurt you. They're still hurt by their offensive line. Over under 49, by the way. Rams are favored by 4.5. So, yeah. But, Jamar Chase is going to have to, he can't get shut down for the Bengals either. He's going to have to, does he need to necessarily win the matchup? Guess not, but he needs to keep it even with Ramsey, man. He can't be taking out the game. In my opinion, he's the key player for the Bengals. If he gets taken out the game, Bengals are going to lose and I know they have other receivers. T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, all that. That's great, but if they can't get it to their best receiver and he's on lockdown, then that's just... You can't let the Rams know what you're going to do, which is why they need an efficient run game. So maybe because an efficient run game for the Bengals can derail the Rams' pass rush a little bit. And Joe Mixon has that. Now, do the Bengals' offensive line have it? Maybe not. That's why they need C.J. Umazami to play, because he's a great run blocker for the Bengals. He can create some mismatches in the pass game. But, but if you can't throw Jamar Chase, you know where they're going to throw it. It's just, if the Rams defense knows what you're going to do, it's over. It's over. It's over. But if you can have success against the Rams' strengths, at least a little bit success, okay, that might keep them honest, The pass rush maybe won't be as bad. The coverage on the other side of the field maybe won't be as bad, Well, they're going to cover the other side of the field significantly because they know Ramsey can do it by himself. But if maybe Jamar Chase beats Ramsey a time or two or gets some key catches on him, they'll put some more help over there, which will open up T. Higgins, you just got to open it up, And Joe Burrow, he'll do his thing. We know Joe Burrow will do his thing. If Joe Burrow escapes his pressure and all that like he does in the past, really good at escaping sacks, by the way. Give him his credit. Give him his credit, though, because He's really good at that. 2 number 9s in this game, by the way. But that's pretty much all I got for the Bengals offense and the Rams defense. In terms of the Rams offense versus the Bengals defense, the Bengals have a DB problem. Really have a big defensive problem, to be honest with you. They have a good run defense. They put some pressure on the quarterback. You give them that credit. Although the Rams' offensive line is not bad either, you know. Pressure doesn't. I don't want to say it doesn't affect Stafford. He's kind of fearless to it. He's been fearless to it his entire career. He actually is the best QBR or whatever against the blitz this season. The Buccaneers, who blitz a lot, he carved them up. So if you blitz him, he's gonna be able to find those open receivers. He doesn't get fooled by the blitz. Although Stafford's not known for being mobile, so if you get him on the ground, that's a little bit of a different story then. But while he's still standing, you know, you gotta do something. Very tough quarterback as well. You know, hits are not going to take him out the game. That don't work. That don't roll with him. We've seen QBs get taken out the game due to a couple of hits like Mahomes, but with Stafford, that don't roll with Stafford. He keeps on coming back in the game, you know. Cam Akers and Sony Michel. Sony will play in this game. Is he the starter? No, but he'll play in this game. You're going up against one of the best run defenses in the NFL. You just make it work. We know you're going to throw the ball. The Bengals know you're going to throw the ball, especially against their DB weakness. You having Cooper Kupp, Odell, Tyler Higbee, who's a good tight end in my opinion. You also have Robert Woods, who's a good receiver, and then Stafford. Yeah, that's what you want, right there. So, the Bengals, they have good pass rush. Is it a ferocious pass rush or anything? No. Trey Hickerson's a breakout player this season. He's been playing amazing. He's been playing great, all that. But the Bengals have good pressure. It's not amazing or anything like the Rams' pressure is. Their run defense is great. Pressure is good. The DBs are not, they're not where they need to be for this game, and that's honestly probably the main concern for the Bengals. A lot of their matchups go against the Rams' strength. Like the Rams, okay, Bengals' strength is throwing the ball, right? Well, the Rams got Jalen Ramsey and one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, you know. The Bengals have a horrible offensive line against that pass rush. So it's just like, well, Jamar Chase, well, you got Jalen Ramsey right there. The Bengals have a great run defense and a decent and good pass rush. But their DBs are horrible, you know. The Bengals don't have a good enough pass rush where it can completely carry their DBs. Not even close. Yes, they have a good pass rush, but it's not great and it's not amazing either. It ain't going to help out the DBs like amazingly. That won't happen, especially when you're facing Andrew Whitworth, one of the best. It's a great tackle over there. Yeah, best lineman in this game. Well, at least in this Super Bowl. And that's another thing too. Rams have more experience. And the whole if they've been here before, no, maybe they haven't. But Stafford, he's older than 30. Beckham, he's close to 30. Aaron Donald, I don't know where he is. I think he's 30. Maybe he isn't. Von Miller, I know he's 30. Then you got Andrew Whitworth. He's going to retire after the season. That's going to happen. Unfortunately, I hate to see those types of players go because Andrew Whitworth is one of my favorite linemen in the NFL. He's so loyal to Cincinnati, who he's playing in this game. And he's just, he's a great lineman. I respect his play, but unfortunately, time's coming up for him. He's not what he used to be. He's still good, but he's not what he used to be. And, the Rams got to do it. This isn't their only shot, but this is their best shot, clearly. Because soon OBJ, Von Miller, and Aaron Donald are going to start regressing. So soon it's going to happen. We know that. And you're also going to lose Andrew Whitworth, who's a good tackle, So this is your best shot, especially when you're playing the Bengals. the Bengals are a good team, but I'd say, and maybe they'll prove me wrong today, but I feel like the Bengals are one of the worst, the worst, but one of the weaker teams to make the Super Bowl, and especially like you having all the stars in their prime still, maybe they're back into the prime, but they're still in the prime. I mean, you still, and by the way, here's a stat. '07 Patriots, biggest failure in history. This is your best shot. So in my opinion, it's their best shot. If you don't win it this year, we'll see. We'll see why. We'll see why. You know. One thing the Bengals can do, they can do the same thing the Packers tried to do against the 49ers, but maybe succeed this time. The Bengals need to try to get the ball out quick, especially to T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, two receivers who aren't guarded by Jalen Ramsey. The Rams all season have had problems with the other side of the field. Yes, Ramsey's side is great and all that. Yeah, he'll allow catcher too, but, Ramsey's the best cornerback in the NFL. The other side of the field for the Rams and the other DBs are not very good. They're not, I'm sorry. And that's been a weakness for them all season. So especially if they can maybe trick Jamar Chase going over there and all that, that's over, That's over. So yeah, you gotta. I think that's something the Bengals need to do. They also need to run the ball, which the Rams have, yes, one of the best run defenses in the NFL, but Mixon can make it work. Do they have a great offensive line? No, but you got to run the ball at least a little bit. Both teams do, especially the Bengals, but the Rams as well, because both teams have good pass rushes. Rams having an amazing pass rush. Both have great run defenses. Both having weaker run games that need to do something in the Super Bowl, because if they don't, well, the front seven knows what you're going to do. The DBs know what you're going to do. If the defense knows what you're doing, it's a big problem. It's going to be a problem for both teams, especially for the Bengals, because of the ferocious pass rush and Jalen Ramsey and all that. Yes, it's going to be a problem for the Rams too, although they can get away with it a little bit because the Bengals' back four is a little bit weaker. The Bengals' pass rush is good, but it's not like a amazing, ferocious pass rush or whatever, So it's just like, and yeah, Bengals' run defense is great and all that, but the Chiefs were running the ball all over them last week till they stopped doing it, which that's Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid's fault. But that's the Chiefs pass the ball too much as well, but that's another thing. But so if they can get the run game working, well, they'll be in some good shape, Here's one of the best defenses in the NFL going up against the Rams. Both tight ends are important in this game. Tyler Higbee and C.J. Umazami. They can create mismatches in the secondary. C.J. Umazami is especially important to run block and create a mismatch for the Bengals, Everything is more important than the Bengals, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that the Bengals are going to lose, but the Bengals are one of the weaker teams to make the Super Bowl, okay? Can we just say it straight up? They got sacked 9 times and played a half-healthy Derrick Henry, They had this miracle win over the Chiefs. I think they're an amazing team, but they're not a normal Super Bowl team, and which is why every player is more important for the Bengals. The Rams can screw up in some areas and be okay with it. You screw up running the ball, well, you can throw against this horrible D group, not horrible, but this weak DB group. You screw up in the secondary, well, the pass rush might save you. For the Bengals, it's like, well, if you screw up here, it might be over. Screw up here, it's just, And I've talked a lot, so I'm going to give my Super Bowl pick at this point. I think the Bengals are going to win this game, even though they're one of the weaker teams. And I think they'll win. Psych. Rams are going to win it 34-13, Yep. I said it. The winner of the Super Bowl will be the Rams, 34-13. I said it. And maybe that's why I've been talking my mouth off about how the Bengals are one of the weaker teams in this make the Super Bowl. I forgot that I haven't made my Super Bowl pick yet. So I was showing a little bit biased there to my pick. Look, the Bengals can prove me wrong, 100%. I don't have, and if they do, good for it. But the Rams are just so much more talented, man. But if Sean McVay doesn't win this game, look at all these free agents, by the way. $55 million in cap as well. Now you're gonna have to pay Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase more, as well as T. Higgins. They're on rookie contracts. Lucky for you this time. But there's their star player on defense, Trey Hickerson. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me necessarily. The Bengals won, but it would, you know. But I am going to say this, though. Sean McVay does not win this game. And it's hard to talk about the coaching comparisons. It's hard to talk about that because both coaches haven't been coaching that long. Or really long enough to, especially Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor, both of them are offensive coaches, offensive minds. The Rams have an amazing offensive coordinator / QB coach. He's headed to the Vikings. So they used to have Wade Phillips as well. Might be the best defensive coordinator of all time. He might be. One of the defensive minds. They lost him a little bit ago. Imagine him in this game with this defense. Yeah. you don't want to mess with no Wade Phillips. Yeah. When Cowboys defenses used to be great. And then he went to the Broncos and coached a top 5 defense ever, in my opinion. No fly zone. So, which Von Miller played for, believe it or not. Yeah, Wade Phillips is gone, though. But you still got a offensive coordinator. And the Bengals, they got their coaches. No one's applying for an NFL head coaching job. Sean McVay, in my opinion, is I think he's a better head coach than Zach Taylor. So I do think the Rams have a coaching advantage. Yes, he gets aggressive. Yes, he panics and all that. And yes, he is the most talented team in the NFL. But don't get me wrong, though. He can coach, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And when he has the amount of talent he does on defense, they'll find a way to win, That's my opinion on when it comes to coaching. Especially the Rams' offensive coordinator. He's really good. Man. It all comes down to this. Disneyland, Super Bowl. Oh, Travis Kelce bringing up a Randy Moss cake. That's one hell of a player right there. Rex Ryan, Matt Hasselbeck, Dan Orlovsky, all former NFL, well, 3 NFL players, but then got an NFL coach. Super Bowl experience, 0-16 experience, playoff experience, and then AFC Championship losses experience. And you got Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the NFL. Would you look at that? Let's watch Randy eat this cake. Sprained MCL, CJ Umazama. Maybe we'll play. Interesting. Well, can't wait. No matter who wins this game, no matter what Georgia players play for what team, I'm still a Falcons fan for life. I don't care what Jordan Davis and Kobe Dean tore. I'll cheer for those players, but I'm still a Falcons fan through and through. I'm not like some people who just cheers for, a team that a Georgia player plays for. Yeah, I cheer for a couple of Georgia players. Love that national championship. I'm going to keep coming out with those videos because of the NFL playoffs and other things and all that. And all this and all that. All these NFL videos I've been making. I haven't had time to make a Georgia Natty video, but I will soon. Other than that, though, peace and rise up. All right, see y'all later. Bye.